Hello, everybody. Welcome to the new Bork podcast. Today we have a special guest, Kaji.
Woo. And could you woo?
Yes. So, Kaji here made our art for the podcast, and we decided to have her as a guest for today's episode.
I was
Indeed.
enslaved.
Wait,
I
that's
was
not
forced
on
to
the
hear.
script.
No, this is not true. It's false
I'm
information.
on script? Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. So anyway, we thought we'd just start off by introducing ourselves and I guess what we do. So you guys probably already know who Devin and I are, but so Kaji here, you say stuff
Whoa.
by yourself.
Woo, I am 19-year-old artist. That's as much personality as I have.
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part, yeah. I own the one thing I hope we don't hear is my bird, but you will probably hear a parakeet,
Oh,
and I'm very sorry about this.
It is okay. We all have pets.
I am a single mother of two, Oswald and Tigger, which Tigger's my kitten.
I was gonna say a tiger.
Yeah, I just own one. It's just hanging out.
Just kind of chills outside my room, just waits for me to come out. Hey,
Oh yeah.
aren't they making a movie about Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah, they're making a new movie.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like
It actually
I
looks
all
pretty
the
good. I'm not
merchandise
gonna
they
lie.
have for
Yeah.
everything's pretty cute.
The last thing I read about or saw a video or anything about in regards to Winnie the Pooh or Christopher Robin was a documentary about at Disney a mascot dressed up as Goofy attacked somebody. They were taking a picture and Goofy bit the boy on the head, and apparently that
Yikes.
caused serious brain damage. I'm not sure how. I mean,
I would
maybe
think
he
that the
headbutted him.
costumes are rubber.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know what it's what the term is, but they're really soft. I don't see how you could get hurt by
Yeah.
them. I mean,
You think it's the material, those squishy things you have as keychains kind of deal?
Probably.
I don't think that it's a metal thing that guy has for the teeth of Goofy.
I mean, I would assume maybe he got headbutted and then that caused damage, but Goofy has that the big old mouth,
Oh god.
so I don't
He
see that happening.
forcibly threw himself as a child. I really don't know how that would happen.
No.
It wasn't even a child. It was like a 16-year-old boy.
What a
Oh
wimp.
no. Yeah.
I'm
Can't take
sorry.
that from Goofy. What are you?
Get out of Disney.
Get out of Disney. You don't deserve it.
Go to the one in California.
Half the kids would want to be socked by Goofy. Come on now.
People would pay money to get assaulted by Goofy. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. People want brain damage from Goofy. Come
Brain
on.
damage.
Forget Mickey. Forget Minnie. Forget Donald. It's all
you
about
want
Goofy.
Come on now. Anyway, is there anything else to introduce?
Okay, well,
We're skipping over Devin.
yeah.
Wait, what?
He doesn't need to be introduced. He's fine.
Anyway.
Next topic.
In general, what I was gonna say is that I've just been trying to do mostly daily streams and just recording or not
The
recording. What I do
keyword there is
stream.
mostly.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been trying to stream more consistently instead of streaming 5 times a year because that's what Devin thinks.
Hey, that's my lifestyle. What do you mean? I'll randomly stream one day. Sometimes it's not even my fault that I stream that day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I might try and join an organization or just make new friends and just play.
Am I not your
yeah.
friend?
No. Okay. Yeah, of course. What do you mean?
Wow.
What do you mean?
Yeah, she's
wow?
saying I'm not her friend.
Wow. You're telling me lies.
Anyways.
So you go on, Devin. Do you have anything else to say besides follow your Twitter?
Well, now that
Don't
you
follow
mentioned
his
it,
Twitter.
follow my Twitter.
Don't. Trap.
But yeah. For the most part, I'm just trying to get better at designing.
Yeah,
That's
I can
really
see
it.
You've been doing really good.
Thank you.
No problem.
That's really it.
That's really it.
That's really it. Back to the news.
Also in the news.
In the news.
So, me and Gabby, we attended the Overwatch League Grand Finals. I only went one day.
I went
She
both.
went both days. And the first day, she walked past me.
I did not. You did not tell me you no,
No,
you
no,
were
no, no,
there.
no, 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 no. I will defend myself. I have actually. I don't think I saved the text messages in my defense. But, anyways, I texted you like 3 times. I said I'm at this booth. That was
After
your
I
first chance.
left.
No, I texted you when I was leaving, and then I said I'm by this booth. Come on down.
What do you
And
mean?
hey, hey, hey.
I was like
I'm getting called
across.
out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I figured. Wait, hold on. Okay, you know, like where when you first got there, how like there was everybody outside in the front, right?
Yep.
Did you leave through that exit,
I left
or did you leave
through.
through like a back exit?
It was okay. So
Because if you didn't leave through the front entrance, then that's understandable. I don't really care then.
I left like it was like kind of like a side entrance when you come out
Okay,
of
yeah.
one of the
Yeah,
exits.
she went through like the
Oh
bathroom
wait,
window.
you
I
know,
jumped.
wait, did you pass when you left? Were you looking at like the section signs on the wall,
I
or
think
did you like pay
so.
attention to them?
I was walking out like towards the top, kind of, not the bottom, and then I
Did
had
you
to.
pass like a sign that said like sections 7 through 6?
I have no idea. All the section I saw was like 200, 100. Like it wasn't even. I didn't even see like the 7 to 6 sections.
Understandable.
I don't
I
even know
mean,
where it was.
I mean to be fair, I was on the bottom on the complete opposite side of you, and you were on the like the top row on the opposite side of me. So
Fair enough.
understandable. But it was fun. It was really good.
It was very intense with DJ Khaled.
Oh yeah, I'm just seeing a bunch of memes. I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Poor boy. He has a kid. Come on.
They should make his dance to a Fortnite dance, you know?
Oh, they already actually did that. Somebody.
Oh no.
But when I sat down, there was this weird old lady sitting next to me, and you know, you're always told respect your elders. You know, help them out. But this lady just like, I don't know, something about her just set me off. I was just like, I don't feel comfortable around this lady, and I was like, hey, you want to move to the other side of the stadium, mom? But there were no more seats. So I was stuck with her next to me, and every time somebody got a point, she'd be like, "Hey, what's happening?" I'm like, "I don't
Oh my god.
like. How are you gonna come to an event and you just don't know what's happening?"
I mean, that's what when my mom came, she had no idea what was going on.
Well, hey,
Hey.
You should have
but
just said
yeah,
you were blind. Like, I don't know. I couldn't see.
yeah. I didn't bring my glasses today. I don't know. I just can't see.
I can't see anything. Can't help you. Try the person next to you.
I mean,
Exactly.
the people behind us and in front of us, and to like the left of her, they were all just yelling like, "Yeah, Spitfire! Yeah, Fusion!" I'm just like, oh my god.
Oh, speaking of that, like 3/4 of the entire thing was going through Fusion, and the entire time the game was going on, I would they would show that like the face cams of each team, and the Philly side was all dead inside. They had no facial expressions.
I was okay. I was right next to the Spitfire, and I had a clear view of Prophet. And I looked up, and I had to break my neck to see all the players like above
Oh no.
me. And I would look at them. I'm like, wow. And I look back down, and I just see Prophet yelling at some points. I'm just like, what's happening in those comms?
Like I don't even know if the Spitfires team was all yelling and the other team was just they were so sad.
Yeah.
You're just dying.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw like. I don't know if you ever really paying attention to the Spitfire face cams, but Nuss and
Bedosin
I,
or whatever.
Bedawson, is that how you say it?
I think it's Bedosin, Bedoshin. I don't even know how people
Yeah,
say
but Nuss and him,
it.
every time that Nuss or him died, they would yell, and it would look like they're yelling at each other. I'm just like,
They were screaming.
Like at one point, I could hear like the screams, and I was just like, I don't know, I need subtitles.
I need subtitles.
For
And even then, it would probably just be like incoherent screaming, or know.
Incoherent screaming.
yes.
Oh no.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Anyway. So there's also an introduction of new Overwatch teams, which is interesting because
Wait, they announced one?
they announced, I think, two or three. I think they confirmed a Paris one, an Atlanta one, and I think
Oh
some
yeah.
China one as well. I don't know. This
I
is
didn't know they
interesting.
were introducing teams.
Yeah, they're having like 6 new teams or something. I don't know.
Wait, 6? What
Yeah, like 3 on Pacific and Atlantic. It's complicated.
And
the-
the Overwatch seasons are gonna be much longer now.
Oh yeah, oh, for sure.
Exactly.
Oh,
But
and hey Gabby, you know how like at the what's it called? You know how at the finals they had like the noisemakers or like the clappers, like
oh
things you
yeah,
blow up and you just smack?
yeah.
I was trying to find them, I couldn't find them.
They were giving them out for free. I don't know. And
Where?
like when you walked in, they're just like, "Hey, take this." They give you a bracelet. They give you the
I mean,
things.
they gave me a bracelet, and the guy just kind of said, "Hey, thanks for being a fan." And I was like, "You don't even know if I'm a fan, bro." But at one point, I think it was kind of towards like the end when like Spitfire won, like the first day.
Mhm.
This one dude behind me, he blew them up, and whenever he smacked them, it sounded like he was hitting metal together. I was
It's
like,
Oh god.
They sound like pans.
yeah.
I probably mine are probably upstairs or something. I don't even know.
Oh my god, you
Deflated.
bought them.
I mean, I have an extra pack right here, but I don't
I
think I
mean,
wanna.
Send them to me, not Devin. Thanks.
1-in-1.
There we go.
Yeah, I
They
have
can't make
extra.
any
It
noise,
works out
but
just
yeah.
fine. But at one point, the guys behind me, the one that had him like sounding like he was smashing metal together.
They
I
sound
don't know
like
why.
pans.
I don't know why, but like him and his friends, they would all just kind of put them and then just kind of like wave them in front of people. And then at one point, one of them, he put it next to my head and then just smacked it together. I was like, oh my fucking.
That's real annoying.
That's
Like it wasn't that loud because it was in front of me, but like kind of towards the side, so it wasn't that loud. But it was like, what the fuck was that?
I don't know. The majority of the time, it sounded like just smashing metal, and I didn't realize it was that until I really paid attention. And then on the second day, I had them, and I was like, "Oh
Oh wait, you got
God!"
them on the second day?
Yeah, the first day I think I got them, but I didn't know how to blow them up. Cause it comes with like a stick that you have to blow into it, and it fell on the floor. I'm like, oh, I don't need that. So, so I'm like, I open it, I'm like, how do I blow this?
5-second rule.
No, I didn't get it. I did not. But then I figured it out. And yeah.
I mean, I met Stylosa and I got a picture,
Stop.
and then you met somebody from the Dallas Fuel.
I did, but
New baby.
no one else.
Anyway, so like you were saying about the new Overwatch League teams, you said there was gonna be one for like Paris and Atlanta, right?
Something like that, yeah.
What would you think the names would be?
I have no idea.
We.
I mean, I heard for Atlanta it'd be like something with a Firebird or Phoenix. I don't even know.
Atlanta Phoenix.
So,
That sounds like a hockey team.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know. To
People
be
are riding
honest.
scooters outside my house. That's pretty loud. What? What is happening?
Yikes.
But so for what would be like a good one? Because I remember in our little group chat, who was it? It was Reese who sent a picture, and it was like the Atlanta Aliens.
Aliens.
So I mean, it sounds good as like a team name, and the logo that whoever made it, it was pretty good. But I don't know. I just can't see that being like an Overwatch team name.
No,
Like
that'd be meme too hard.
I would.
Aliens.
A lot of things could go wrong in that scenario, but
That's understandable. Huh. I mean, other than that, let's see. So I was gonna say we could talk more about, like, for example, Kaji, how you're doing art and everything. Have you ever considered going into like animation or anything?
Yeah, that's kind of like my end goal. I want to be an animator.
Gotcha.
But for the time being, I need to go through college first.
That makes sense.
So I'm kind of like trying to pay off that with doing commissions and everything.
Yeah.
But when I get free time, I try to animate. But I only get to do like small stuff because like animation takes a really long time, especially when you don't have a real program like me. I just kind of do it hand
What do you
drawn.
mean? Windows Movie Maker is perfect.
I don't even have that.
Well,
Like I
there's
wish I
always
had that. That's all I used to use.
well stop motion animation. That's always useful.
Yeah, I just gotta go back to paper, guys. I literally just draw it frame by frame in SAI.
Oh, that's complicated.
It is. It's really hard to do, and I will never recommend to anybody.
Just take like a thing of post-its and like draw in the corner of it, just like
I
a
used
little
to do
guy, and
that.
then
I remember my first like animation, technically, was like one of those like post-it note things, and I drew a dog walking, and like I think it like the dog went like from a city to like a village to into the water. He just kept walking. I think it ended with like a penguin on his back.
wait.
Oh, a penguin.
Yeah. That was the
What happened to
creative
that
13-year-old
penguin?
me for you. I was a real animator. I gotta
Exactly.
put penguins in there.
You should do that, but like on the digitally somehow.
Digitally, the dog.
Get a digital photo of post-its and then just draw in the corner.
Yeah, I definitely will. Like, I don't. The style that I drew the dog was like kind of like nub feet because they didn't really have joints. It just kind of like foot moved back and forth. That's how he walks. There you go.
You see, his foot was in the front, now it's in the back. That shows that he moved.
At least I like knew which like foot goes where because it could have just been weird, like where both like front feet move forward and then both back feet move forward.
Well, that'd be like running, wouldn't it? Kind of.
Yeah, that would kind of be like running, but like that wouldn't work out really well if he was just walking.
It's true.
That'd be a weird kind of walk.
He's speed walking. Don't make fun of the dog.
He's just speed walking.
In fact, can dogs speed walk? I mean,
Kinda. That dogs kind of like jog a little bit.
True.
Little dog.
Yeah, my dog runs, and sometimes she gets tired, and so she'll kind of like slowly, like do like that, like just do a jog, because she's still excited about going on walks, but she's also really tired.
my dog just
Makes
sleeps.
When I come home, my dog bites my hand and breathes on it. It's like, it's kind of.
You're home?
Yeah.
I think like most of my pets don't really give a reaction when I come home. The only pet that really does that is my kitten, Tigger. We call him Teeny because he's a tiny cat. And his reaction is whenever I open my room door, he just falls in front of me. He just rolls
Give
over
me
because he
attention.
wants attention.
Exactly.
I want a
He
cat.
doesn't want food, he just wants attention. That's what he lives off of. It's really funny because like in the mornings, like he'll like yell into my face to wake me up.
Oh my god.
And like if you start petting him, like after he wakes up, like he'll like do like heavy breathing and it's the funniest thing. It's like, are you okay? Are you alright?
Oh, no.
He's just very excited.
Does he?
Just when you start petting him and then does the heavy breathing thing, it's just like a whole another being, whole entity from like another dimension. Just
I mean, that's basically what it sounds like, honestly.
wow.
He's just got like a double chin at this point.
Does he like? Can he climb into interesting areas? Does he do that?
I think that he hasn't really done too much stuff that my other cats haven't done.
Mm.
I think like the worst part of having him like in my room is that if he jumps onto my desk, he will lay down, but like he'll do that 7 times. Like I'll pick him up, I'll put him on the floor, he does it again, and it takes him like 7 times to realize he can't be on my desk. But then he'll just do it later.
Oh my
I'm back.
Hey, how you doing? And I've also like been training him to like walk on leashes and to be held in like funny ways.
I don't know why, but something about a cat on a leash just makes me laugh inside.
He's a very good boy. But with like Teeny, Like I have trained my cat to not be able to like fall on his feet whenever he falls
Mm.
because
Wait a minute.
I would pick him up from like his back and I would just kind of hold him there and I would like gently set him down so he doesn't have the reflex of turning around because he trusts me so much. So I've
Interesting.
done that since he was like 6 weeks old.
Mm.
So now if he falls, he just kind of like plops on his side.
Wow.
He doesn't really fall on his feet anymore.
Oh no.
Might be a good thing, it might be a bad thing.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
We'll never know unless he does fall.
Makes sense.
Man, you guys seem to have pets that can do pretty sick tricks. My dog doesn't even know how to give paw.
I mean, my dog knows to sit, paw down, and to speak. That which is very, interesting, and I don't
Oh.
know why, but my dog loves food, and every
Oh, yeah.
time you go to the
Food.
kitchen, she'll bark until you give her like a hot dog or something. And I don't get it, like why? And then you know, she will not eat her food, but want specifically the food that everyone else eats. And it's
Yeah,
just
whenever like I'm eating my dinner, I'll have you know like a small steak, and then that's it. And then she'll just sit next to me, and I'm just kind of like staring at her. And I just feel so bad that I can't give her any of it because then my parents be like, "You can't do that, all right?" And then I just have to sit there and watch her be sad, and then I'm sad. Like my day is ruined then.
but then she lays down, you can see her leggies, you know.
Gotta
Yeah,
show off those
Jade is-
legs.
Jade is laying down right now. She's asleep.
It's kind of funny to like hear stuff about your dog because I basically have like the same dog as you, Gabby,
Mhm.
except mine's tan.
Yeah.
My
A light
Pomeranian is
skin.
like my Pomeranian is maybe 11 years old,
Ah.
and she still acts like a little rat.
Yeah.
Like she begs for food. She knows a ton of tricks because that's the first thing I did when I got her was start teaching her a bunch of tricks.
Mhm. Yeah.
She knows like the basic stuff like sit, stay. She kind of knows roll over, but it's kind of like halfway. Because my only experience of raising dogs was Nintendo, like Nintendogs.
Oh
I
my
had
god.
that.
Yeah, so the only way that I knew how to train a dog was to like kind of do what my stylist did, or stylist, I
Stylist,
don't
yeah.
know what they call it.
You take your stylus and just like sit down and you're just poking your dog. Sit.
Well, basically,
sit.
like you just like move your hand down, and then like the dog will sit. It's like okay, cool, and you move your hand out again, and it'll lay down. It's like okay, cool. But
Okay.
they don't teach you the whole way for rollover, which is like I basically like take my hand and I like hover over her, and then she'll like roll over, but only onto her back. She doesn't do it all the way. And like Nintendogs didn't train me if my dog doesn't roll over the entire way.
I had
How would you rate this video
I
game?
wasn't prepared for
No
this
stars.
moment.
Yeah.
Nintendogs has betrayed me.
I mean, I had a game once. I don't remember what it's called. It was something with pets, and they're all monkeys and stuff. And
Oh,
it would be
Donkey
raising
Kong?
monkeys instead. It was like really weird. But
I was afraid of monkeys when I was younger.
oh no.
They had weird fingies. I wasn't a fan.
I mean the orangutans are pretty big
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
and just yeah,
Mhm.
big fingies.
I used to be a huge fan of like the Nintendo games that let you take care of animals.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the closest I've gone to, you know, taking care of somewhat of an animal, besides my dog, was a Pokemon game where they finally.
Oh, no.
Okay, so I don't know which one it was. I
Does your
think it
dog
was.
know flamethrower?
Well, I don't know actually, but
Have you tried?
I don't know if that's legal. But like, I think it was X and Y. They introduced this thing where it's like the Pokemon you had in your party, you could go to like this one tab on the bottom screen, and you could just like take care of them. You could like pet them, give them food, clean them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
That
remember
was
that.
like when I first got my dog. She
Mhm.
was so small, she would do everything. Now she's just a stubborn little brat. She doesn't want to do anything. So then after a while of me just saying, I can't teach you anything, I would just sit down, take out my DS, go into Pokemon, I'd get like an Eevee, and I'd be like, you're my new dog.
Welcome, new dog.
You're my new pet. And then I would just sit there and be playing. I was like, you need a bat. You're not even dirty, but you need a bat. Just hose it down.
Yeah.
Then you have like the real dogs when you pretty much like never wash them.
Yeah. They're be stinky
I mean,
dogs.
when my dog was smaller, she could fit in the sink. So what we would do is we just kind of like what we do is we take out like the I don't know what it's called, the thing that you put in the bottom of the sink.
Yeah, the plug.
I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but we took
A
that out.
drainage plug or something.
Yeah, I think it was like the drain board or something like that.
Yeah, it's got a
Yeah,
weird
so
name.
Yeah, we'd like take that out, and then what we'd do is we'd kind of put like a bucket in there for her to like stay in, so she wouldn't just like jump out and hurt herself. But like we'd put her in that, and then, we just clean her from there. But now she's I think 6, 7 year old. She's like 7. Now that she's older, she's a lot more demanding. She has a lot more needs. So now we just take her to the groomers, and that's where she gets cleaned.
Yeah, we do that with my dog too. Everyone loves it when she gets like the little lion cut, where her like hair is kind of like shaved off, kinda.
Yeah.
Then she gets the little like bows in her hair, and everyone's like, "Oh, I love your dog." I'm like, "Thanks." Those bows will only last like 2 days.
Yeah, that's true. Like, we do the same thing with my dog. We take her to the groomer, but the thing is, I really like her hair. I want it to grow out, but since it's summer, she's dying all the time. So always
That's
has to get it like
good.
shaved, not shaved, but like cut
Yeah,
and
and
like
I
really
get,
short.
I get ya.
Yeah,
It's like the lion mane thingy too.
kinda, yeah. And like the face
It's
has more
funny.
hair. And
My dog just looks like a mop if she doesn't have her hair cut.
I compare my dog's face to a flower because the hair grows out everywhere. It's funny.
Yeah, whenever I go to the groomers and I pick Jade up, she either has like pom poms in her hair, and that's cute, or she has like a bow, a tie. I don't know how they get a tie on her, or a bandana. I personally
Yeah.
prefer the bandanas because if she doesn't want it on, just take it off. I don't need to struggle to take 95 rubber bands out of her hair to get the pom poms
Oswald.
out, or just find where they tied the tie.
Mm-hmm.
I think my bird woke up.
What gave it away?
You know.
I know my mom
think-
had a bird when she was younger, but I don't know that much about it.
See, like I don't know if I've told you guys about Oswald, but when me and Katie, we both went to the pet store to go and get a bird for me, and we were looking at all the birds, and there was one little green parakeet left, and we were like, I was like, I don't
That's
know,
the
I
one.
had and I said, I don't know, I already had a green parakeet before, I don't know if I can like get another one after that. And then, like, I remember we were both, like, looking at it for a bit, and it, like, walked over to where the bluebirds' cages were and tried to impress them, but the bluebirds just kind of walked away from them. And Katie was like, oh, that's so sad. And I was like, I want him.
I
like
will
to-
be your friend.
I will be your friend. And I took the bird home. And I remember, like, I just flat out, I was like, okay, your name is Oswald, without knowing the gender of my bird.
Did it
Because
end
you don't
up-
know the gender of their bird till they get older, and they, like, get a little color on their beak.
Mhm.
It's either like blue for boy and then white for girl.
Mhm.
I still don't know his gender, and he's like a year old now. Because he's got like this in between color. Like Katie says, this is definitely a girl. But my mom's like, no, that's a boy. So whenever someone's like, oh, I love your bird, like, are they a boy or a girl? I'm like, they're transgender.
Are you saying that you have a bird that is the first bird to prove that there's more than one gender?
My bird is non-binary.
Gotta get it right.
Understandable.
Just give my bird some freedom.
Don't put my bird in this category, alright?
All
It
right,
has
thank you.
the freedom to do whatever it wants.
2018, don't assume.
I
My
mean,
bird is like, even though he's like super, sorry, Gabby.
no,
Even
no,
though
no,
he's like
no, it's
super
okay.
like nervous like all the time. My kitten's like leaped onto his cage before, and he doesn't even flinch. He's like, "What you gonna do about it?"
But everything else is probably just.
Okay, what are you gonna say, Gabby?
I was going to say I have a little story. It's my mom tells me this story because she also had, I think it was a parakeet when she was younger. I don't know the full thing, but it's really sad. It's about how
Oh.
it died.
Oh no.
All I'm gonna say is that it would never really fly. It would just walk around the house on the floor.
Oh
And, my grandma in the kitchen all the time, cooking, doing
Oh
whatever.
god.
And
oh
all of a
no.
sudden,
No, no,
she
no.
steps on it.
Oh my
And
Aww.
god.
I don't know what if that's like the full story, but that's what I heard. And, yeah, that's sad.
My god.
That's terrible.
I don't even know how that's like possible. How you could just do that?
Why would you leave your bird roaming like that?
I don't know. I don't. There's probably. I mean, my family's all like Russian, and they're like old, and like I don't know
They're old. They don't know how to take care of parakeets.
exactly. I mean,
My son only likes to walk. Let him walk around the house.
yeah. I don't know. They always like to be around my grandma, and I
Well,
guess.
he got
Not
to be around
anymore.
her, all right.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't really know what happened, but that's what I heard.
The only.
I have a pet story, a death pet story.
Oh,
So
oh,
for my mom and my dad, when they first moved in together, my mom had a hamster,
Mhm.
and they had this little like just this thing to hold the TV and like hold books and stuff
I
too.
don't like where this is going.
So the hamster had like a little he had his own little shelf to himself in the thing for holding the books and like the TV and everything.
Mhm.
And eventually like my dad was like cleaning the house and like my mom wasn't home and the hamster got out. My dad was freaking out like where's this hamster go? Because they have a cat too. So they're like, oh
Oh
no, what
god.
if the like cat got it? My dad was
Ooh.
looking around the room and he found him underneath the like TV stand. And my dad went to grab him, but he ended up like knocking his hand underneath the TV stand and the TV stand crushed him.
Oh no.
Oh my
And my
god.
dad got really scared about it and he was like, I just moved in with this woman. I cannot tell her I just basically killed her hamster.
My
And so
god.
for years my mom didn't know that my dad accidentally killed her hamster and she blamed it on the cat. And my dad was actually telling us the story, and my mom's like, "Wait, you killed my hamster?" Like 20 so years later, and he's like, "I thought I told you." She's like, "No, you killed my hamster."
Well, technically the TV stand did, but hey, we're
Yes,
not playing the blame game, are we?
we're not playing the blame game. But now, whenever we talk about the hamster, we're like, "Oh yeah, Pancake." He's like, "No, that wasn't his name." But yeah, that's the death pet story from me.
Oh no.
I mean, I've only had 3 fish and 1 dog. And the first 2 fish were goldfish. They
Oh,
only lasted like 2 days each.
Oh no.
love it.
I don't know how they died, but okay. Do you guys know the show Amazing World of Gumball?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know the episode where it's like they're showing how like they first got Darwin and it's like he just keeps rushing back to the fish store?
Yeah, whenever the
Mhm.
fish died.
Yeah. That was pretty much what happened.
Oh no.
We go to the fish store, the pet store. We're like,
Fish
I
store.
want a fish. There's a whole tank full of them. Why not? We take one home. We put it in a tank. We wake up the next morning. It's dead. How? The tank is clean. The food is still there, not eaten. I'm like, how did it die? Did it drown?
Anyone
Did it
live?
drown?
So what we do is, it's gone. I didn't get too attached to it, so I didn't really care. We go back to pet store. We get another one. Come back. This one lasts for a good amount of time. And then next thing you know, dead. Don't know how. But by that time, my brother wanted to fish too. So we go back, and they had a Japanese fighting fish. I
Fighting
thought that
fish.
was the coolest name ever, and they had a red one and a blue one. We got both of them. We put them in the tank together. That was a mistake. My brother's fish ended up eating my fish, and then his fish died this day after.
Oh my god.
Because fish aren't supposed to eat each other.
Like, I don't know. Like, they lasted a while though, like a couple of months. And then I go into my brother's room, and I'm looking at the thing. I'm like, Corey, where's my fish? And he's like, he should be in there. I'm like looking around the rocks and stuff, and then I'm just like, I'm seeing a couple of red scales around here, and the water's looking a bit red.
Oh.
Oh no.
And then we had a
There was
get
a
rid of his
murder.
fish.
We
Pretty
need to
much.
conduct an investigation.
Who could it have been? Was it you, you rock octopus? I don't know.
I don't know. That rock over there is looking a little fishy.
No pun
Okay.
intended.
Okay.
I'm not sorry.
Off the topic of fish stories. Or dead pets.
I
know.
I mean, I had fish too, but they didn't last very long either. So, I mean,
I remember my brother had a fish. It was just like one of those beta fish.
yeah.
And I remember that it died, and I remember I was the only one home, and I was like 7, and I was so scared because I'm like, what if my brother thinks I killed the fish? So I told my mom, and she was like, oh no, did you kill the fish? I'm like, no, I didn't kill the fish. The fish died.
The fish killed itself.
Oh no.
And my mom was like, oh no. So we got the fish, and we put it in the toilet, and we flushed it, and we went to get a new one. And my brother's like, my fish looks weird today. And me and my mom were like, uh-huh. That's weird. Maybe he's just a little sick. Yeah, maybe he grew up a little bit, you know?
He went through puberty. No big deal.
He went through fish puberty.
Did he ever
Fine.
notice? Oh man. Did he
Go
ever
on.
notice that like it died originally or was gone?
I don't know, like 1 minute it's fine, the next minute it's dead. Because like I walked into my brother's room because I usually like steal his like stuff when I'm like 7, because I'm 7.
Yeah.
Did you steal my Nintendo DS?
I stole
No,
a
Mom
yo-yo
bought this for me today at now.
at now.
You wouldn't happen to have a charger in your room, would you? Or
See, but I was a youngin at the time, so we would have just had Game Boys.
I was going through a rebellious phase.
I would steal my brother's yo-yo, which I ended up breaking because I tied it to my chair, and we couldn't untie it. We had to cut it. And like it wasn't like just like a little knot somewhere. Like no, my chair had like looks like the back of it looked like kind of like bars, right?
Mhm.
So I weaved it through the bars. And like that was such a bright idea for me at the time, but then we realized like I had knotted it in several places, and this yo-yo was not going to survive the operation. At least to say, my brother was very angry with me
Yeah, I
because it
mean,
was like his favorite Batman yo-yo.
yeah, makes sense. I mean, when I was younger, I would kind of do the same with my brother. I'd always like tag along and try and play on his computer and play Roblox and
Oh, Roblox gang?
and I mean, uh, through like all the time that I was younger, my brother would always find it annoying, and now that my sister does it to me, I know how it feels. It's just it's so annoying.
It's full circle.
Exactly. Cause like out of or some of the time my sister's like, Gabby, hey, can I go sit on your bed in your room and just like sit on the laptop? I won't bother you. I promise I won't bother you. Next second, Gabby, what does this word mean? I don't know. Don't ask
me. Go with the computer.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just...
When I was small, and where my dog's bed is, like that room, we used to have like this small like I don't know what you could really call it, but I'm just gonna call it like a little mini chest type thing. And what I'd do is I'd put all my toys into that thing. And at one point, we took everything out because we were like doing cleaning and all that, so we were dusting it all out. And I was really small, and this thing was like humongous compared to me. And my mom was out at like the store, and I fell in,
No.
and I couldn't get out. So I'm sitting there like just like smacking the bottom of it, yelling like "Help me!" And then like a couple minutes later, what you call it? My grandma comes in, and she's like, "What are you doing in there?" Just chilling.
Just,
Nothing
you
much.
know.
Just kind of fell in here.
No biggie. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I'm just cleaning in here. You got any extra paper towels? There's a bit of mud in here.
You got a ladder? I need assistance.
You mind just picking me up and putting me over there? Gotta go.
Just, you know, if you
So that
can.
was interesting.
Mhm. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if we have anything else to share. I think I don't know. I think those are like pretty interesting stories.
I think
Yeah.
So, uh,
I mean, I'm going on vacation. I said that at the beginning of it.
oh yeah,
That'll be fun.
you're leaving at like 4 a.m., right?
Like 4 in the morning.
Might as well
oof.
stay up, you know?
It probably will, no matter what. But hey,
I mean, I remember when I was in California when I was younger, I had to leave like 4 in the morning. I just stayed up on the computers in the hotel all night. I didn't care. Yeah, I'm a rebel.
wait.
Yeah.
When you said, do you mean like they had a computer at the hotel room, or did you bring like a laptop with you?
No, no, they had like a computer room in the first floor, and you know, they would have like a certain thing that like blocks certain websites, and I don't know. I just would go on and watch YouTube, and yeah,
So it was kind of like a school computer.
yeah, basically.
I remember I was in animation class in my high school. It's not animation class. It was more like sit at your computer and use Photoshop. Because I didn't learn animation at all. But I knew a little bit about like drawing and everything, so I was able to kind of like cheat half the stuff and then do it really fast. I remember the first thing we had to do in Photoshop was extend the clouds but make it look less pixely.
Uh,
But I didn't read the instructions and
Blur.
it was like due the next day. So what I did was I got the picture, I stretched the picture just a little bit and I sent it in. And I got an A and I'm like I just stretched the picture. Like this is not a real class.
yeah,
But
just
like
do
you
whatever.
you had like 2 weeks to do each of these things and I basically would finish it within like 10 minutes and then spend the rest of the weeks just watching YouTube even though our computer like school computers blocked it. If you like did this one thing twice it would unblock it.
Yeah, I there are like certain extensions and stuff I remember that you could just add, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. In my school, our computers, if you went to the Google App Store, there's this thing called BetterNet. If you added that,
Better.
apparently it would open up access to all these other websites. And eventually, we noticed we couldn't get it anymore because the App Store was deleted off all the computers because the teachers noticed this.
Yeah, I mean, this or last year in school, I had a media class, and it was like an editing kind of class, and
Oh, same.
yeah, what happened was, we had this big project that took like 3 months, 4 months that our teacher wanted us to work on. She's like, "Oh, just record like clips," and we made like this really random story, and we had to kind of act it out, and then put it together and make like a final piece. So I recorded, some random clips, and I put it together, rendered it, sent it in, and like I still had 2 months to do it, but the thing was only like 30 seconds long. and the thing had to be like 3 minutes ish, and I'm like, okay, I'm really there's really nothing else I can do here, but I ended up getting like a 95 in the class anyway, so I guess she didn't care. I have no idea. Everyone else didn't want to do it either, but who knows what happened.
Have you ever like cheated on like a test or something?
Oh, multiple times. How do you think I passed middle school?
How do you think I passed high school?
How
I
do you think
mean,
I passed school?
Same.
I have, but just not only on probably math tests because I hate math. Math is bad.
I
So
mean, wait,
I've
wait, wait, wait.
cheated on two. I've cheated basically. I've cheated a lot, like a lot.
Welcome to the
But I
club.
remember I cheated my entire way through high school, um, in one of my classes, which was history, because I didn't feel like studying for history. I was the teacher's pet. I sat basically in the front of the row, like I was like second to front of the row. Like if he literally looked to his like left, he would have seen me cheating. But like I would cheat off my one friend because he didn't have to study because he was just that smart. He just already knew everything. And I was like, "Hey, can I copy your stuff because you already know everything?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." So the entire year I just cheated off his stuff. And then the teacher would be like, "Wow, you're so good at this." I'm like, "Thank you. I know."
Yeah, I mean,
When it
basically,
comes to cheating, I don't know if I really cheat on many major tests.
right?
But okay, so Gabby, you know how like how we have like the regents and all that, right?
Yeah.
So what happened was when we were doing the, I think it was the algebra ones, I was just sitting there, I was like, please let me sit next to somebody who's smart. And
Everyone.
what they would do is they'd give us like these big folders or like borders to put over our works or like next to us so nobody could see what we're doing. And lucky enough, me and the kid I was sitting next to, we didn't get them. And they didn't think to say, "Hey, let's separate the desks so that way, uh, they can't cheat off each other." So I was just kind of like, A C C A E. All right, cool, thanks.
Yeah, I mean,
And then when it came to the extender response, I was like, Dylan and his 50 coins.
that
That
last
was
question,
actually on the trending the day of.
man, it was surprisingly, that one was the easiest question out of the entire
Yeah, I don't know
test
how
for
you
me.
got that.
And
I
then you're
remember
like,
for
Like everybody was saying, like, yeah, it was 18, but he still wouldn't be able to get the games. People are like, it was 15. I'm saying I got 35. What?
like right after you're telling me your answer, I'm like, I didn't get that. What do you mean?
where did that go?
I actually, you guys said that you took like media or like editing classes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took a photography class, and this was the first class I felt like, yeah, I can get 100 pretty much this entire semester. I did, and I was pretty much ahead of everybody every day. And our final project, we had to basically take one photo that we had taken and then just edit and like merge it with a bunch of other photos that we had taken or just like find other photos. Now
Mhm.
at first I was taking this seriously, but then I got bored, and then the last like week or so I was just like, what can I put in here to spice it up? I put a picture of a shibe on the ground. I put a picture of Tom and Jerry just peeking around the corner. Did a
Oh
couple of
yeah,
other things.
I remember that.
I think I put okay, so I took a picture of Muhammad Ali, and what I did was I just kind of like I cropped it and I made it so he was in the sun,
Oh my god.
and I was like, okay, that's good enough. They only said we should do like up to this many pictures, and then I was like, I want to add something in one of these windows that like they won't notice. So I just kind of looked up like weird mirror selfies, and I found a picture of a guy just taking a picture with a couch, and I put that there. I don't think they noticed it though, because like I lowered the opacity down like a lot. So I don't know. I'm just waiting on that email like, hey, do you mind explaining your final project in photography? I'm like,
It's art. Duh.
yeah,
Exactly.
just don't judge me, all right? I'd like to think of it as a masterpiece, not even art, all right? I'm the next Picasso.
Hmm.
Yeah. Did they ever notice it at all?
No.
I remember.
I mean, I think my photography teacher noticed, like, she definitely noticed the Tom and Jerry one, but she didn't care. So, I mean,
It's perfect. What do you mean?
exactly. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Did you ever like take a art class?
I took
Uh,
an art class in elementary school and I failed it because my teacher hated me.
Oh no.
I mean, I took it in middle school, but it wasn't really. I mean, I guess it was art. We did like collages and stuff, but I just didn't want it. I didn't like it because it was collages and stuff, and like we had
Hmm.
to. It wasn't really like actual sketching or anything. It was more of like just like kind of random ideas that the teacher came up with and just let us draw, or not really draw, but it was stuff like collages, stuff with like doing like furniture and designing your room and that kind of
Pretty
thing.
much The Sims, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mean, in middle school, the only thing that I can really say was art that I took in middle school was music. And I don't really think, I don't know if I'm in trouble with it still or not, but what happened was they would teach us guitar. I had no fucking idea what I was doing. And I got mad. So when we were putting them back, we were in the auditorium. Whenever we had music, we were in the auditorium, and behind the curtains was where they'd keep the guitars. And I was like, God, I can't do this. So what I did was I ripped up my paper and I was like, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that because I couldn't get another copy and I knew my friends wouldn't do it because all my friends are fake. So what I did was I was just kind of like, me and my friends were just messing around and I got annoyed with one of them and we were just kind of fighting over the guitar and eventually one of them grabbed the strings and he yanked on it. So like 3 strings just popped off and were split and it just, I don't know what happened, but we were like, okay, what do we do? And we put it back on the shelf. I was like, what are you doing? And to this day, I don't think they've noticed.
Oh no.
What a school. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I mean,
to be fair, I'm innocent. I just wanted my guitar back. He's the one who grabbed the strings. But hey.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll say I took music, I think 2 years ago, or like in 8th grade, and what happened was my teacher for that class was actually Russian, and I went to my friend's house for a party, and he was there, and it was the most
Oh.
awkward thing because he knew my friend's parents. I'm like, oh God, what is this? But also in his class, we didn't really do actual music. We just we were supposed to play we were learning stuff on the recorders, and like it was literally a recorder, and we had to, like, we were in the auditorium for this kind of concert thing, and we had a part where we had to stand up in our chairs and everything. So I don't know, like everyone was confused. So I don't know, it was like really weird, and how I did recorders in 8th grade. That was like
I mean,
a
I
first grade
purposely
thing.
like injured myself to get out of a concert type thing in
Oh, no.
elementary school. So
I remember, I think the only time that I've ever done something like that was for cross country, where it was basically like my final like run. I only had to run. I would have had to run 5 miles if I had stayed in varsity, which is where I was placed in, even though I was only a freshman in high school,
Oh.
which isn't allowed, but okay.
next level.
Because they're supposed to put you in the freshman section because you're a freshman. But my teacher was like, nah, you're just in varsity. I'm like, thanks. I like dying. This is my first time running, too.
This is my first time doing any physical activity. Thanks.
Basically, like, yeah, this is my first, like, sport thing. And I've never really ran before. So, like, I had to either do the 5 miles or I fake an injury and only run 3 miles. So I faked my injury in my final thing of cross country, so they had to put me in extras, which is like the people that aren't that bad, but like we
They
know
are
we're
too
bad.
good.
So like so I pretended to limp, basically. And I remember at one point, like I actually was kind of bored because I never really ran only 3 miles. I know that's kind of cheesy, but like I remember like running up to like one girl and I was like having a conversation with them because I was actually so bored. And they're like, "Oh, well, we have to kind of finish this." I was like, "Okay, got it. I'll go then." And then I ran in front of her because I was like, "I'm tired. I want to finish this already." And like I remember my teammates were like, "Wow, you just like passed her up," but I'm like, "Yeah, this is not that hard. You could have done it too."
It's just
But it
running.
was like our last race. We're all pretty lazy, I guess, so it's understandable.
Yeah.
But I faked like twisting my ankle or something, so I didn't have to run that much.
Mhm.
Even though I do have like knee injuries from like cross country, but that was only like because of like after the fact.
Mhm.
I was
Makes
like,
sense.
oh, I actually do have leg problems.
The only serious injury I've ever had was in the same ankle, and I don't know if I said this in the last episode or if I told you, Gabby, but my cousin just kind of ran down the stairs, drop kicked me, and then ran back up.
Oh, I didn't
You
know
got
that.
drop kicked. Oh no.
Yikes.
Like, I'm just trying to go upstairs, say hi to my family, and then, I don't know, and I'm going up, and my cousin comes down the stairs, and just, bam!
Bam.
And I'm just on the ground like, ah, this is how I die.
This is how I die.
And
My
then my
last
other
second.
cousin comes, he's like, hey, Devin, you okay? I'm just like, I'm fine, I'm fine. Like, my ankle's all red, it's swollen, it's bruised. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine.
Oh no.
And then I'm like, hey, can you go get my mom? He's like, why? I'm like, no reason.
No reason. I'm just suffering.
Yeah, my mom comes down. She's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "He drop kicked me, mom. Drop kicked me."
He drop kicked me.
So that was pretty much it. The other times I was just playing kickball. Stuff happened, then yeah.
Makes sense, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a good note to end off on. Like, there's a lot of stories and stuff. So, yeah. I'm gonna leave Kaji's link in the description, so go follow her on Twitter, and you know, everything. So yeah.
Don't follow Devin though.
Dang.
Don't. He asks too much. Okay.
He has too many.
I've been stuck in the same follower count for a year now, please.
He has too many.
Anyway, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Follow me
Goodbye.
on Twitter.
No.
Goodbye.